Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light CEO has a meltdown during an interview and may even rehire Dylan Mulvaney. Google drops sponsorship of an anti-Christian drag event. Feds claim that Florida property ban won't stand. Costco to crack down on membership sharing. Volvo is the latest auto company to adopt the Tesla plug. Apple inches forward towards a $3 trillion evaluation. DraftKings dropped the bid for Point Bet. And Yamaha is killing their snowmobile division. All that and much, much more on the Topping Show. Thank you for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see the founder released twice a day. Gotta say, he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner and need a little assistance, you reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Now, going on to the political part of the podcast, you have the feds saying that they're probably going to ban the law that Florida passed in which they would no longer allow Chinese citizens to own land. Now, the Department of Justice this week said that the new signed law by Governor Ron DeSantis that restricts some Chinese citizens from owning property in Florida violates the federal law and the U.S. Constitution. The DOJ said in a quote, statement of interest filed in the U.S. District Court of Tallahassee that the legislation FLSB 264-23R, inspirational, I know. They say that it violates the Federal Fair Housing Act and Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Quote, these unlawful provisions will cause certain harm to people simply because of their national origin, contravene federal civil rights laws, and undermines constitutional rights, and will not advance the state's purported goal of increasing public safety, unquote. Debatable, and I'll say why. Now, this is an instance where Florida passed a law that said foreign citizens of countries that are of concern would no longer be able to purchase U.S. land. Now, those countries include China, which you can say everything you want about Trump. He did kind of trademark that silly, bombastic way of pronouncing the country. Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, Syria, Venezuela. So, countries of concern is a nice way of putting that. Although that being said, I wonder if it's a current. Because I was going to say, people who leave Cuba, they're not really citizens of those countries. My family doesn't have like a certificate that says they're still a citizen of Cuba. Probably because it's a communist hellhole and we wouldn't want to go back. But in terms of equality and security concerns, I think a big concern is the money behind people as well as the Chinese government. In terms of equality, you can't go to China and buy land. That is verboten. You can't do that. But they can come here and purchase our land. And I think the concern, or maybe the national security concern, is what if China just puts billions of dollars behind an individual and he buys up a bunch of land? You're seeing Chinese companies buying hundreds of acres, even in Oklahoma, of all places, all over the United States, and even close to defense manufacturers and bases, which that should be illegal for a Chinese business to do that. I think that's something that people on the left might be able to agree with more in terms of political unification on the chessboard. And that might be a more prudent long-term goal. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes back and forth with DeSantis over in Florida. I just want to especially thank everyone for taking the time to tune in today. This is our 100th episode. And I really appreciate everyone taking time to like, subscribe, and comment. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of July, and I think we can do it together. And every like, subscribe, it all helps out exponentially. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone to stay safe and fight the good fight.